Now, I was waiting in line at the airline service desk at Washington Reagan Airport just the other day when I saw something remarkable. A young lady, of course, at my age, young is pretty much everyone else, okay? But there was a young lady, and she was distraught because her flight had been canceled, and she was desperate to get home for a family emergency. She was in tears. And that's when the gate agent, a black man probably closer to my age, went from around the counter and gave this young white woman a hug and sought to console her even as he was helping her find another flight. Now, he wasn't trying to be conspicuous in his actions. It was obviously a spontaneous and instinctive act of human kindness and compassion. And I'm not even sure that anyone else noticed as they waited for their own flights, as they checked their smartphones or read books or papers. But I was touched by all of it, and I was reminded that not everyone in our world is hateful, angry, caught up in the bitterness of political conflict, are detached from their fellow human beings, are wrapped up in some racial identity politics. You see, I was blessed to be a witness to a random act of kindness. I told the airline employee that I appreciated his treating the young lady so graciously, and then I contacted the airline to report the unexpected good deed from their team member. You know, almost daily, somebody will come up to me in an airport or at some event where I'm speaking, and they tell me they see me on Fox News where I'm a contributor, and they'll add, "I watch Fox 24/7. And I say to them, look, I love Fox, but you shouldn't watch them or any news channel 24 hours a day. It will make you crazy. It will." Now, here's what I tell them. I tell them, listen to some music, take a walk, read a book, or watch some of the great shows like Huckabee on TBN. That's what you need to be doing. And here's my point. My point is that we need to not get so wrapped up in political news that it is all that we think about. Folks, I'm deeply interested in politics and government, and I care passionately, but it is not my entire life. And I hope it isn't yours. You can watch the news today, then take a 7-day news fast and stay away from all TV, radio, and newspaper news. And when you come back in 7 days, you're going to hear pretty much the same stories, see the same people spouting the same talking points as you did 7 days before. In fact, you're going to be amazed how little actually changed. For the past 8 years of the Obama administration, I listened to people who thought our country was in an economic and moral tailspin from which we would never recover. Some people worry themselves sick that the country won't survive Nancy Pelosi in the House. Or for some, they don't think our great republic will survive President Trump. It probably will. Now, while we are going to try to give you information and perspective about the events of our world, I got to tell you, I hope our show never makes your head explode with anger and frustration. My advice is this: relax, take a deep breath, and balance your life like we try to balance this show with news that is honest and fair, but with content that makes you laugh, gives you hope, or reminds you of the good people who might do something as simple as giving a hug to a stranded airline passenger. Now, when people ask me how I keep from getting stressed out from all the bad news in the world, I simply tell them that I refuse to let that be all the news that I take in. And I've also got the benefit of never forgetting that my life is ultimately not in the hands of politicians, pundits, or publishers of papers, or any earthly power. It is in God's hands, and He is doing a whole lot more than just running around the halls of Congress. Sometimes God is in the arms of a black airline employee hugging a young white lady who's having a hard day. And I sure hope I never miss those moments fretting about something way less important.